I am at Kua Bay, right next to the exclusive Ka'ana'iki golf community. We received a call recently from about a single-family home located in Captain Cook that was 2,300 square feet in size on 9 acres and even had a small coffee farm operation on it. It was listed at $590,000. These buyers were really excited, stating, "We want to buy this property." I asked them, "Are you familiar with leasehold?" And their response was, "No. What is it?" Well, I explained leasehold ownership to them, and I could almost hear a pin drop over the phone. It was dead silence. So today, I'm going to talk about fee simple versus leasehold ownership and discuss the pros and cons of both. Aloha, Stephen Prosky, licensed real estate broker with Compass Hawaii here on the Big Island. Thank you for visiting our channel. That, my friends, is a common call I receive on a regular basis, whether it be a single family home like the one I just described, or we get calls all the time from people saying, "I found this great condo with ocean views under $200,000 and I'm ready to buy it." Well, all too often we have to be the bearer of bad news and explain to people that the property they are calling about is more than likely leasehold. Just about 100% of the time, we just shattered what they thought was going to be their dream property. We have two types of properties here in Hawaii, and I recommend you stick around to learn about the pros and cons of each. You are probably very familiar with fee simple property ownership, where you own the land and the physical structure that it sits on. Well, with leasehold, you only own the structure where the property is located, and you lease or rent the land that it is situated on for a fixed period of time. They are categorized by a lease agreement between you, the lessee, and the lessor, the landowner, and this could be a condo or a single family home. There is no difference here. With a leasehold property, you have the right to use and occupy the property for a specific period of time, usually between 10 to 40 years. So you don't own the land or the ground under a condo or a home like with fee simple. You are just leasing it, and that is one of the big differences between these two types of ownership. Once the lease period is over, a couple of things can take place. The home or condo will revert back to the landowner or lessor, and when this happens, the landlord does not have to pay you anything for it. You need to vacate the property. The landowner or lessor can decide to renegotiate the land lease and extend it to you. And if you both can agree upon the terms and lease payments. If you cannot agree upon those terms and conditions, again, you must vacate the property. Another option would be the landowner or lessor decides they are willing to sell you the land, and if you can agree upon a specific price, then you could remain on the property. All of this may sound confusing and not worth it. However, there are some benefits to owning leasehold properties. So let's talk about the pros and cons of each type of ownership. Con number one, leasehold properties have limited control over the property as far as what you can do and what you cannot do. There may be restrictions that the landowner will put in place. Once you get close to the expiration of the lease, the landowner or the homeowners association will not be very interested in making any improvements on the property, because soon the home or condo will be reverting back to the landowner. Con number two, limited capital appreciation potential. Leasehold properties will decrease in value as you get close to the expiration date of your lease agreement. Additionally, the closer you get to the expiration of your lease agreement, the harder the property is to sell, unless the landowner or lessor is willing to renegotiate the lease agreement terms. Con number three, limited financing. Mortgage lenders typically will shy away from offering financial options for leasehold properties unless the lease agreement has 35 years remaining. Otherwise, these are going to be all cash transactions. Con number 4, uncertainty. Once the fixed period of the lease ends, there is no certainty that the landowner will renegotiate the lease agreement nor keep the rents at the same rates that they are currently. More than likely, there would be an increase at that time, and also there is no guarantee that the landowner will ever offer a fee simple interest in that property. So let's jump into the pros. Benefit number 1, leasehold properties typically cost much lower than fee simple properties as described in the opening remarks. The home I mentioned at $590,000 with 9 acres with a single family home would normally cost about $1.6 to $2.5 million in the same location. So if you have limited capital, leasehold ownerships could be a good deal for you. Pro number 2, benefit of higher capital returns. Leasehold properties generally will provide a higher capital return on your investment or cash flow if using as an investment property because of the much lower upfront cost than a fee simple property. Pro benefit number 3 for leasehold ownership is temporary. If you're a buyer wanting a prime location and willing to own a property for a shorter period of time, plus only having a minimum amount of funds, leasehold ownership could be a viable option similar to renting, but you own the property with tax benefits versus just renting. So those are the pros and cons of leasehold ownership. Now let's talk about fee simple. Con number 1, fee simple ownership is higher initial cost. Yes, fee simple properties have a higher upfront cost compared to leasehold properties, which will require larger initial investment. Con number 2 of fee simple ownership is lower cash flow returns. Because of your initial investment is much higher with fee simple, you cannot get a similar return or cap rate versus leasehold ownership properties. We have seen this over the past couple of years with spiked interest rates and investors trying to purchase properties and getting a mortgage could not get positive flow returns on their investments as a result. Pro number 1 benefit of fee simple is complete ownership. Yes, with fee simple, you have the highest form of ownership and control. You own the land and the structure it sits on and can make any modifications or changes without having to get approval from a landlord. Pro benefit number 2 of fee simple ownership is security and stability. You don't have to be concerned with expiring or renegotiating a lease term and having long-term stability and security with your investment. Pro benefit number 3 is appreciation potential. Fee simple properties typically will have a higher demand and potentially get a better return on your investment over time in comparison to leasehold. Pro benefit number 4, fee simple properties are lendable. Yes, with a leasehold property, you are generally using all your cash to purchase those properties. However, with fee simple, you can leverage your investment and get favorable lending options instead of liquidating all your hard-earned money. Yes, we have 2 types of properties here in Hawaii, leasehold and fee simple. And we highly recommend you do your homework regarding which type of property suits your needs better, as well as your risk tolerance. Before you make any decisions regarding either investment, you should consult with a local professional like myself who can guide and direct you every step of the way. Hopefully, this information today regarding leasehold and fee simple ownership will shed some light on our unique housing market. If you got anything out of this video, could you hit the like button? And if you want to learn more about real estate here on the Big Island, I would greatly appreciate it if you could smash the subscribe button, hit the bell, and you'll get notified when we post new videos. Planning on buying real estate here on the Big Island? and you don't have a realtor yet, I'd like to apply for the job and promise to take great care of you. Reach out anytime at one of our contact sources. I promise not to waste your time. Hope you have a great week, and I look forward to hearing from you again in the near future. Aloha.